ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यानस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपारकरुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणम् श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। संसारसागरनिमग्नजनोदिधीर्षुभो यो वातरच्छिवनृसिंहगुरुच्छलेन व्याड्यान्धकारहरणं करुणासमुद्रम् तं दक्षिणास्य मनिशं हृदि भावयामि। सदात्मध्याननिरतं विषयेभ्यः पराङ्मुखम् नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातं चन्द्रशेखरभारतीम्। कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धगोचरं तमगोचरम्
गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्
गोविन्दं
गोविन्दं
परमानन्दं
परमानन्दं
सद्गुरुं
सद्गुरुं
प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
अर्थस्य निश्चयो दृष्टो विचारेण हितोक्तितः
अर्थस्य
अर्थस्य
निश्चयो
निश्चयो
दृष्टो
दृष्टो
विचारेण
विचारेण
हितोक्तितः।
हितोक्तितः।
न स्नानेन न दानेन प्राणायामशतेन वा
न
न
स्नानेन
स्नानेन न दानेन
प्राणायामशतेन
प्राणायामशतेन वा।
अर्थस्य तत्त्वर्थस्य निश्चयः अवधारणं तत्त्व अवधारणं विचारेण तथा आचार्य उपदेशेन एव दृष्टः सिद्धः भवति न तु अन्य मार्गेण न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन न स्नानेन न दानेन न प्राणायामशतेन वा. The only means for the vision of the truth, the reality, which is the only means for moksha, is inquiry. Vichara, Atma Vichara, Shastra Vichara. And that also should be done with the support, with the help of the teaching of the teacher. Guru Vakya, Guru Vakya Upadeshaha, Tata Shastra Vakyam, Vakyasya, Vakyasya Avagamanam. Even though the Shastra is, and one cannot read, one cannot do the Adhyanam of the Shastra by oneself and arrive at the truth, because there are many slips between the cup and the lip. Shastram being the same Shastram is interpreted by different parampara, different acharyas in different way. So therefore, tattva avadharanam tattvartasya nischayartaha. This avadharanam, that avadritihi, is only by the teaching of the teacher, to be taught by a teacher, and the teacher must have studied Shastram. It means he must be a sampradaya. He must be a sampradaya with sampradaya. The sampradaya, commander is sampradaya, Narayanam, Padmabhavam, Vasishtam, Atva Sadashiva Samarambham. So then the Shastram is expounded by the Acharya in the tradition. By that alone, Tattvartasya Nishchayaha Drishtaha Bhavati, not by any other means. So Jnanam Mokshaika Sadhanam Tatrapi Vicharaha Eva Jnanaika Sadhanam. That is very clear. That is what has been emphasized in all these shlokas, starting from, in fact, it is Chittasya Shuddhaye Karma Natu Vastu Palabdaye. Karmana na mokshaha, upasanaya na mokshaha, so vittena na mokshaha. So having said, therefore, Shastram, without Shastram, and without Shastra Upadeshta, moksha is ruled out. All the other things are supportive means. They help. They help either in making oneself an adhikari, a fit recipient for receiving the knowledge, or the other, the such disciplines, the upasana, etc., help us to find a teacher. That discovering a teacher, finding a teacher requires a lot of punya. Therefore, upasana, etc., devata upasana, so by which the punyam is gained, by punya palam, punya karma, a teacher, a teacher is found. It is not easy. That also, and that too in this modern times, to get the right teacher, because there are so many teachers, you cannot follow the teaching of the everyone. I'm not sure that everyone really knows the Vishayam also, the truth also. That is why the Sampradaya, we say, not just for the sake of saying, Sampradaya is important. If the teacher comes under the Sampradaya, one need not entertain any doubt. That is, Sampradaya is praised so highly. So therefore, when the teacher comes under the Sampradaya, even if the teacher is not a Brahmanishta, we can give the benefit of doubt to the teacher. What he teaches will take forward the Shishya, the student, to the goal. So that is the idea. That is why itaha, itokti, ita uktitaha. Itaha is itam, who desires, the one who wishes good for you. Itaha, itam ichchati. Who is that? Is Acharya, is a teacher, Guru. Acharya is a very big word. Guru is also a very big word. Granati Upadishati iti Guruhu. Acharya is, the Acharya has to conduct himself in keeping with the Shastram and should make the student also follow it. Vayam acharati anyan acharagati. So Acharya, Guruhu, Deshikaha, all these are very big words. So not all cannot become an Acharya also. So therefore, itoktitaha vicharena. These are the means, vichara. So vichara is inquiry. Inquiry is at the time of Shravanam. The teaching is like that. The inquiry is done. It is not something to be swallowed. It is something to be understood. Therefore, constantly there is vichara in the mind. That while studying Shastra, we see the Purva Pakshi, the opponent raising objection, and the questions are answered. Samadhanam is given. So therefore, it is inquiry. So all the possible doubts with regard to the knowledge of the reality is raised, even with regard to the Pramanam, the Prameya, all these are raised and answered, so that there is clear knowledge, a clear vision of the Tattvam. If at all the Tattvam is not clear, then the defect, or then the dosha, or then what is left out, that must be having some issues. What is left out? Three things are involved in gaining knowledge: the knower, the known, and the knowledge. With regard to Brahma, there is no doubt it is Shastram, which has come down the tradition from the rishis. And with regard to the Pramanam, also we cannot doubt, because we have Shraddha in Pramanam. As we don't doubt our sense organs for sense perceptions, so too we don't doubt the Shastram also. That is Shraddha. Shraddha is Shastreshu Guruvakyeshu Vishwasaha. In fact, that is going to be defined, it comes later. So therefore, what could be preventing from assimilating, preventing from gaining the vision of the knowledge is the lack of preparedness on the part of the student and the part of the sadhaka. Pramatru dosha it is. It is not pramana dosha. Pramana is pramana is what pramana being there, it is operated by the acharya who comes in the tradition. Therefore, there is no pramana dosha and there is no prameya dosha. It must be pramatru dosha. So that is why pramatru dosha, therefore adhikari. That is going to be the topic from the next shloka. 13th shloka we have seen. Then the next shloka, there is emphasis on adhikari. When we say adhikari, who is an adhikari? That also has to be defined. Then it's going to be defined, and the discussion will come sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Finally, that is who is sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha, that person is adhikari. So that is the topic slowly we are going to arrive at. It comes slowly later. Now, in the following shloka, 14th shloka, there is emphasis on adhikaritvam. Adhikaritvam, these qualities, the qualifications which are required on the part of the student, without which the knowledge cannot arise. So, all the other things are secondary. Place or time, they are secondary. They too play a role, but it is not as much important as the adhikari. If the student is an adhikari, uttam adhikari, knowledge has to take place. Palasiddhihi bhavati eva. There is no doubt with regard to that. So that the Acharya, the following shloka, he emphasizes. Tattat karmani samartasya iva tattat karma pala bhoktrutva sambhavat asamartasya tadayogat bhagya desha kaladehe sahakaritva matram antara samartasya iva paladayakatvam ityaha adhikarinam iti. Tattat karmani samartasya samartasya eva tattat karma pala bhoktrutva sambhavat. Tattat karmani. With regard to the karma, whichever karma, the karma, the performance of the karma, and the karma pala bhoktrutva, enjoying the result of the karma pala, which is possible only for that person who is samartaha, who is capable. Samartasya referring to samartasya purushasya. Samartasya purushasya, the one who is capable, who is samartaha. For that person alone, with regard to the karma, whichever may be the karmani samartaha is capable in performing, in executing that action, whatever the action, and also the palabhoktrutvam, karma palabhoktrutvam, karmanaha palam, karma palam, the result of the karma, whatever karma, and the corresponding result, bhoktrutvam, being enjoying the result, being enjoyed of the result of the action is possible only for that person who is capable, who is competent. Samartha is competent. Who is competent with regard to those karma. Asamarthasya, for the one who is not samartha, who is not competent, that ayoga. Karma pala bhoktrutva asambhavat ityartha. Because he is not capable, he is not competent, therefore he cannot expect to enjoy the result of karma. Because karmani asamartaha, karma palam katam sambhavati na iti. Only when the person is competent, when he performs the karma, the result of karma will accrue to that person and he will enjoy the karma palam. Whereas for the incompetent person, neither he will be able to perform karma and therefore uh, the, and therefore he won't be able to enjoy the karma palam. So karma is also not the karma palam, which is the result of karma, that also not possible. That's it that ayoga. You may complain of desha, time and place, etc. They are all only sakakaritam matram, they are only supportive. We cannot blame for not gaining the, not accomplishing the karma and the karma palam to desha and kala, other factors. Bhagya desha, bhagya means external, that is bhagya desha, space, that is place. Space means place, desha, place, time, place, time, and other factors. There are only sakakaritam matram, they are only matram, only, yes, they are supportive. They cannot decide the results of the karma. The karma palam, the result of the karma is decided by how the karma is performed by the performer, the competent person. Place and time, they only are play a secondary role. They are not important. They're not that much important as the person who performs the karma. Therefore, we should not emphasize too much on time and place, etc. Other factors. We cannot pass the buck on the time and place for not accomplishing the karma, not gaining not able to get the results what we want. They are only sakakaritam matra. They too have a role, but only secondary. If the person is capable, he must be able to perform the karma very well and enjoy and get the results of karma palam. Antara samarthasya eva, one who has that ability, antara samarthyam, antara samarthasya eva, paradayakatvam ityaha. The one who is competent, who is prepared very well, antara samarthyam, that innate samarthyam, the competency, that alone will be the paradayakatvam. The status of giving the result of the karma palam, is only for that person who is inherently, who is innately competent. It means adhikari. That person is a qualified person. He has got all these skills, all the abilities in executing and karma, and thereby enjoying the results of action. This being so, with regard to vichara and vichara palam, that is jnanam, also this is applicable. It's not only to karma we are talking about here, the context here, we are talking about vichara. Because vicharena eva jnanam, jnanena eva moksha. So when the jnanam is not gained, moksha is not possible. So for jnanam vichara, the inquiry is a means. So the inquiry is an action. It's a karma. The shavanam we do. That is also, shavanam is listening. Just by listening, you don't get. Listening means usually competent to assimilate the teaching in the mind. That requires competency. That's why we say adhikari. So if the student is an adhikari, the knowledge has to happen. So the place and time and all doesn't matter. The knowledge can be imparted at any time. In fact, the knowledge was imparted to Arjuna in the midst of the battlefield. When there was Shankanada and other sounds, some were beating the drums, some were blowing the conches all around. And it's a battlefield. In the midst of the battlefield, Bhagavan taught Gita to Arjuna. That is the best example. So Arjuna was not taken to an isolated place to Rishikesh or Uttarakashi, and Gita was given. It was given in the midst of the battlefield. Therefore, the place and the time, they are only secondary. They do not play a vital role as that of the competency of the person, the student. Therefore, adhikaridam iti. Let us read the shloka, shloka number 14. अधिकारिणमाशास्ते फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः
अधिकारिणाशास्ते फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः
फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः
उपायादेशकालाद्या सन्त्यस्यां सहकारिणः
उपायादेशकालाद्या
उपायदेशकालाद्य
सन्त्यस्यां
सन्तस्य
सहकारिणः
सहकारिणः
This shloka is an anushtup meter. We don't have a standard meter in this text. Sometimes you have anushtup, sometimes trishtup, sometimes other meters also. Welcome. Adhikarinam ashaste falasiddhihi visheshataha. Upaya sandhi vichedam krutva upayaha visarga has disappeared. Yakara lopaha. Yakara adesha yakarasya lopaha. Upayaha deshakaladhyaha santi. Asmin sahakarinah. So therefore palasiddhi visheshataha palasiddhi adhikarinam ashaste. That is the Anvaya first sentence. Second line, second sentence. Asmin deshakaladhyaha upayaha sahakarinah santi. Asmin iti asmin palasiddhau. Palasiddhau deshakaladhyaha upayaha sahakarinah santi. Asyam, asmin or asyam? Asyam. Asyam is that santi asyam. Because palasiddhi is Srilinga. Siddhi. For asyam pala siddhau. Palasiddhi is mati shabdavat. Asyam pala siddhau. That is pala siddhau. Deshakaladhyaha upayaha sahakarinah bhavanti. Deshascha kalascha deshakalo adi yesham yasyaha upayaha yasyaha taha upayaha deshakaladhyaha upayaha iti. So palasiddhi, palasya siddhi, accomplishment of the palam, the result. What is the result? Result is jnanam and therefore moksha. Jnana deva kaivalyam. In fact, jnanam eva moksha. That is moksha. Visheshataha. Visheshataha ashaste. Visheshataha, that is the accomplishment of the result. The result being moksha, it is Visheshataha, specifically, especially, it is dependent on, depends on whom, depends on what, depends on adhikari, adhikarinaha. Adhikarinam, adhikarinam ashaste. Asha is dependency. Ashaste. Apurvaka shas dhatu. Shaste, shasate, shasate. So ashaste is dependent, depends. Adhikarinam ashaste palasiddhi visheshataha. So therefore only Upanishad, it's called rahasyam, secret. It's an open secret, in fact. Rajavidya, Rajagugyam. In fact, in Kena Upanishad also, we saw Upanishadam Bobruhi, Upanishad Yatachintyam Ragasyam Acharya mentioned, gave the meaning, gave the interpretation. Upanishadam is Ragasyam, secret. What secret is an open secret? Because even if it is taught, it cannot be, it won't be understood by all because it depends on adhikari, how competent the person is. Therefore, even if it is taught, that it, first of all, the receivers are few, not not that everyone is interested. So the interested people are few. Manushyanam sagastreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Yatataamapi siddhanam kaschit mam veti tattvataha. So therefore, interested candidates are less. And among them also, understanding is depends on the adhikari. So therefore, Upanishad always remains a secret, ragasyam only. Since it depends on the adhikari, therefore only the teaching, the Vedanta is always kept away from the public, away from the society. So if a person is an adhikari, he will walk all the way from here to from the plain to the valley to the mountain where the acharya, the rishis, and the ashramas are there. In those days, they go to Uttarakashi and Rishikesh, etc. And in that extreme weather, they study. All these are test, testing a person. All these are all these are all these put the person to test, and the only if the person survives all these tests, then only he would be able to continue to pursue this knowledge. So therefore, and also sometimes if the person is not an adhikari, not competent, the teaching also can be counterproductive. Na buddhi bedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. So it is not for all, only for those who are really interested, committed, and understand it as it is taught. So therefore, only it said adhikarinam ashaste depends on the adhikari. What about the other factors? Upayaha. The upayaha is the other factors, other means like desha kaladhyaha, desha place, ideal place. There is no ideal place. There is no ideal place, for there is no ideal place to go there and gain this knowledge. Every place is ideal. The place doesn't make much difference. Adhikari alone makes a huge difference. The knowledge can be given at any place. Therefore, desha, one may complain of that the place is not conducive, not sufficient, not conducive for gaining this knowledge for study, etc. Those are all secondary things. That is why I give the example. This knowledge was given to Arjuna in the midst of the battlefield. Is it an ideal place? No. Therefore, desha, and similar time also. Which time? Which time of the day? Morning or evening? Any time. Even if it is given in the midnight, 12 o'clock, that also is fine. So therefore, desha, kala, even the age also. Desha is place. Adi padat, we can say age. What age that this knowledge, the person should pursue this knowledge. Is there any particular specification? No, there is no age bar, there is no gender bar, no nationality bar. Anybody, any being, in fact, but human beings generally, because we are talking about Purushartha, Moksha Purushartha, Purushaihi Artyate, therefore Purushartha. Why Purushartha? We know, because only human beings are endowed with the faculty of the choice and free will. Other beings do not have. That is why Jantunam Narajanma Durlabhaha. So Narajanma Durlabham iti, the first shloka itself we saw. So therefore, the qualified human beings. So Desha Kala, the bias, the age and time, daytime or morning or evening, all those things doesn't matter at all. They are only Sakakari. Sakakarinaha, they are only contributing factors. They are only supportive factors. Supportive means Sakakarinaha. Therefore, Asyam, Palasiddhau, Mokshasiddhau, they are Sakakarinaha. These are, that is Deshakaladhyaha, place, time, all these other factors. They are only secondary means, secondary support, provided the Adhikari is competent. If the Adhikari is not competent, even if the Desha, Kala, everything is being conducive, the knowledge cannot take place because Adhikari is not competent. Even if you sit on the bank of the Manasarovar and the teacher is giving you this knowledge, then also knowledge cannot happen, provided if you are not an Adhikari. If you are not a fit recipient. So therefore, Adhikarinam Ashaste Palasiddhi. The result of this inquiry is purely dependent on the Adhikari alone. Now, the Vyakyanam Karmanam Tadrak Dishtartatvat Yadavaniye Juhoti Itya Brahmanam Ashvasya Pade Juhoti Rachina Pravane Vaishvadevena Yajeta Sayam Juhoti Pratar Juhoti Vasante Vasante Jyotisha Yajeta Vasante Brahmanaha Agnin Adhita इत्यादि शास्त्रानुसारेण देशकालयोः अपि असाधारणकारणत्वम् अङ्गीकर्तव्यम्. A Purva Pakshi raises an objection. You say that place and time, they are, etc., they are all only supportive disciplines. But it is not so. It is not so with regard to the karma of the Veda Purva, karma kanda of the Veda. Because karmanam tadrika drishtartatvat. In karma, Desha and Kala, all these are important. Yadavahaniye Jugoti. So that Jugoti is offering. That Jugoti, third conjugation, Hudatu, that is the offering, the oblation which is offered unto the fire in the Agni Kunda. That should be offered to the Ahavaniya Agni, not any other Ahavaniya Agniye. It Ahavaniye Jugoti to be offered unto the fire. The name of the fire is Ahavaniya. Similarly, Ashwasya Pade in the Ashwamedha Yaga, etc., that oblation should be given at the Ashwasya horse. Pade is feet, the feet of the horse. Prachina Pravane Vaishvadevena Yajate Vaishvadeva, that Yajeta Vaishvadeva, that Agni, Vaishvadeva, that Yaga, the Yajna, in that Prachina Pravena, that is a place, a position. Prachina is eastern, that Pravena, in that particular, the direction, this oblation must be offered. Similarly, Sayam Jugoti, even the Sandhya, Aharaha Sandhya Upasita, we say. When Sandhya should be performed? At the twilight. In the morning, the Sandhya and Madhyanikam and Sayankala. That is why Sandhya, that the specific time should be performed. You cannot perform Sandhya in the night, midnight. So time is important. That is Sandhya Vandanadi Karma. Those are karmas. Karmas which are enjoined by the Shastra, Nitya Nemitika, the karma. Amavasya Tarpanam should be done in the afternoon. Should not be done in the early morning, 5 o'clock, or should not be done in the night. Even Aditya Krodiyam, the Stotra Parayanam, should be done when Aditya is there, not after the sun sets, not before the sun rises. So therefore, time is important. Time plays a role. But which time you have to do? That is why we have a separate Shastram called Jyotisha, one of the Veda Anga. It gives a specification of the time in which the ritual must be performed. Only when the ritual is performed in a particular time, particular place, then only the results, whatever the results would be achieved. Otherwise, it is not. Otherwise, sometimes it could be counterproductive also. So karma has to be performed as stipulated by the Shastra, then only the expected results are gained. Otherwise, no. Vasante Vasante Jyotisha Ejeta. Vasante is Vasanta Kala, time of Vasanta, Rutu. Jyotisha Homa, Jyotisha Homa is performed. Similarly, Vasante Brahmanaha Agni Adadita. Similarly, the Brahmana must do in the Vasanta Kala offer the oblations unto the Agni. Iti Acharya quotes from various Brahmana and the Shrauta Sutra, etc. Pasnamba Shrauta Sutram, etc. Ityadi Shastrānusārena, in keeping with all this Shastra, Deshakalayoho api asadharana karanatvam angikartavyam. Sadharana karana means that which is, karanam is asadharana karana. The status of being a special cause, karanam, means that should be accepted, acknowledged. Desha and Kala play an important role that should be acknowledged. Iti Purva Pakshi, the opponent, raising an objection. And also he says, Yadyapi Jnanasyapi. So yata karmani pravrittasya deshakalayoho mukyatvam asti. Tata Jnanasyapi. The same Jnanam also. Why? Because Acharya quotes, Jnanasyapi asti deshakala. How? Upanishad says, Katopanishad, Yatadarshe tatatmani, तथा स्वप्ने तथा पितृलोके यथाप्सु परीव ददृशे तथा गंधर्वलोके छायातपयोरिव ब्रह्मलोके. This is from the Katopanishad. We have seen, in fact, this mantra. We have seen Katopanishad, second chapter, third valli, third section, and it is fifth mantra. So when Yamadharmaraja was teaching Nachiketa, he said this knowledge can be gained only by Jiva, which has Manushya Janma. Manushya Janma is important for gaining Atma Jnanam. It is the privilege of the human beings. So if you miss out this Manushya Janma, we don't know what karma in our Sanchita will manifest as Prarabdha in the next Janma, and next Janma will form. We don't know which Janma we will get, we don't know. From a Sanchita karma, some karma is taken, and that would be the cause for the next Janma, and that becomes a Prarabdha of the next Janma. So we don't know which part of Sanchita, the accumulated karma, will manifest as the cause for the next Janma. We don't know, because we have all the possibilities of taking any Janma, from amoeba to dinosaur. We don't know which Janma we will take. Deva Janma also, other Janma also possible. But Manushya Janma is, why it is praised? Because through Manushya Janma only Jnanam is possible, because Buddhi is active, Buddhi is intact, Buddhi is required, Buddhi should be active, Buddhi should be there. Other beings do not have the capability of the Buddhi as human beings have. Human beings only have that Buddhi, the intellect. Buddhi means not brain. It is the power of knowing, the power of cognition. So that is there only for the human beings. So human beings only can think, analyze, inquire, and then apply, pursue. Whereas Adho Janma, poor beings, that poor creatures, they do not have this ability. A cow cannot, cow can think. It can think in a program, the way it is programmed. It cannot cross the line. And similarly, Devas also, Utkrishta Janma, they also, it's only a Bhoga Jiva it is. They enjoy only all the pleasures, luxuries which are available in this Varga Loka. They also cannot apply their buddhi and pursue jnanam, that is ruled out. So therefore, Manushya Janma, which is obtained by some special punya, and this Manushya alone have this buddhi, the special capacity given by the Lord to think, to analyze, understand, inquire. Therefore, that Janma one should not neglect, should not waste. One should appropriately use this rare privilege given. That is why the very first shloka, Acharya emphasized Jantunam Narajanma Durlabham iti. So, having obtained Manushya Janma, if the person doesn't pursue, then he is committing Arakiri. Why we say for another reason also? Because this Atma Darshanam is possible, the clear vision of the Atma, the knowledge of the Atma is possible in Manushya Janma. That with the Drishtanta in the Kathopanishad, it is explained. Yata darshe tatatmani. Adarsha is mirror. A mirror a mirror without any dust, with a clean mirror, reflects the face. Similarly, yata darshe tatatmani, as in the mirror, the image is reflected. Similarly, in the buddhi, in the intellect, in the buddhi, in the antakaranam, the atma is reflected. Yatha swapne tata pitraloke. In the pitraloka, how it would be? In the pitraloka, the atma is seen as you see the image in the dream. It means that it's not that much appreciated. And yata apsu pariva tadrishe. Yata apsu pariva tadrishe gandharvaloke. In gandharvaloka, Gandharvas are there. For them, the appreciation of Atma, the knowledge of Atma will be as much clear as like that what? Like that of like that of the image which is reflected in water. It means it will not be clear in image which is reflected in water. That will not be not that much clear as it is reflected by a mirror. Whereas similarly in Brahmaloka, it is like chaya and tapo, the shade, darkness and light. It is distinctly seen in Brahmaloka. So the idea is the clear vision of Atma is possible in Manushya Janma, in Manushya Shariram, in Manushya Janma, in this Loka and Brahmaloka. Why Brahmaloka? Because in Brahmaloka, where Brahmaji is there, that Loka is attainable by gaining lot of punya, by doing karma. It's not easy. Having gone to Brahmaloka, for that the person has to perform karma, which is not that much easy. To perform karma as it is stipulated by the Shastra, and that too regularly for a certain period of time you have to do, then Brahmaloka is gained, and Brahmaloka, having gone to Brahmaloka and having gained Upadesha from Brahmaji, the person can gain Mukti, that is called Karma Bhukti. That Brahmaji teaches you Shastram, and that can be gained here itself, in the Manushya Loka itself. Then why do you have to go to Brahmaloka? For that we have to undertake a lot of karmas, which is not easy. Instead, Jnanam is easy. But the Brahma Loka is a Loka where clear vision of Atma is possible. And the clear vision of Atma, the appreciation of that Atma is possible in the Buddhi, the Antakaranam of the Manushya. In the human mind, it is possible. And that is here in this Bhumi itself, in this Prithvi itself. Therefore, in these two places, the appreciation of Atma is, the knowledge of the Atma is, the perception of Atma is will be clear. Clear vision is gained. Where in other loka, that is in Swarga loka or Gandharva loka, that Atma Darshanam will not be that much clear because there you are not endowed with that faculty to understand, to appreciate Atma, to gain the vision of the Atma. Brahmaloka, we don't know. Brahmaloka after Maranam only can be gained. So we are not sure about Brahmaloka. But Manushya is now, it is available, it is certain. Therefore, that knowledge which is gained through Manushya Janma is like seeing the image in a clean mirror. It means human beings who are endowed with the Buddhi, in the Buddhi only, in the Antakaranam only, the knowledge takes place. The clear vision of the Atma takes place in the Antakaranam of the human beings who is here and now in this Prithvi. Therefore, therefore place is there. Which place? In this Bhumi, in this Prithvi, Manushya Janma. Therefore, with regard to Jnanam also, therefore, there is expectation of time, expectation of place. It is in the Prithvi, not in other lokas. All these are objections given by the Purva Pakshi. You said time and place, other factors are not important, but here it is important. In Manushya, Shariram, there is there possibility of clear vision of this this truth, this tattvam, Atmadarshanam, therefore, place. Similarly, again, Acharya quotes from the Upanishad. Ikachedavedi tatat satyamasti. Nachedi havedin mahati vinashtihi. If the person doesn't understand, doesn't appreciate, doesn't gain the knowledge of the vision of Atma in this Manusha Janma, Iha means here, in this Bhumi, it means in this world, in this Janma, through Manusha Janma, if the person doesn't doesn't utilize this Janma for gaining the vision of knowledge, then it is Magati Vinashtiki, it is a great loss. Therefore, place is important, Desha is important, Prithvi, in the Prithvi, Manusha Shariram. इत्यादि श्रुति अनुसारेण मनुष्यलोक ब्रह्मलोकयोः ज्ञानभूमित्वं प्रतीयते. So by all this, the Shruti Vakyas, ityadi Shruti Vakyena, Manushyaloka Brahmalokayoho, Jnana means this is the Bhumi, the place where Jnanam is gained. Clear vision of the Atma is accomplished, is gained only in this Loka and Brahmaloka. Manushaloka, Brahmaloka Yoho. Even Brahmaloka also we are not sure. We are not in Brahmaloka, that is reachable only after giving up the Shariram, that is after Maranam. We are here and now. Therefore, Manushaloka. But the Upanishad says that there is clear vision of Atma in Brahmaloka also, in Manushaloka also. Therefore, Jnana Bhumitvam Pratiyate Anayoho, Lokayoho, therefore place comes to importance. All these are objections. Similarly, Ranatrayam Apakritya Manomokshe Niveshayet Anapakritya Mokshanto Sevamano Vrajatyadaha. So Ranatrayam, three types of Runas are there. Three types of Runa is debt that we have to pay. Three types of Runa. Rashi Runa, Pitra Runa, and the Runa which is with that which we owe to the, to the Deva, Devarana. So all the Rinas, all the debt, we have to discharge all the debts. Mano mokshe niveshayet. Having done, then one should, manaha, the mind should be turned, must be directed towards moksha. It means the person must do karma. Rishirana, how it is done. Rishirana by following the Veda, Rishirana. Similarly, Pitrarana is the Ranas which we owe to our Pitra forefathers. Similarly, Devarana, the Rana which is there for the Deva to the gods. Therefore, karma should be done. Karma, when it is done, only in Grasthashrama. So, therefore, having performed all this karma in the Grasthashrama, then the mind should be slowly turned towards moksha. That is moksha that can be done being in the Grasthashrama or taking to Sannyasa Ashrama. Mokshe niveshayat. Anapakritya moksham tu. The person doesn't pay the debts. The Ranatrayam, Anapakritya. Moksham tu sevmanaha, one who pursues moksha. Saha adaha vrajati. He goes down. It means he falls down. Because without paying the debt, if you are pursuing moksha, then you will not progress. In fact, you will fall down. So it means the Rana, without paying the Rana, you cannot. Therefore, what? Therefore means in Grasthashrama, you have to perform karma and pay all the debts. Therefore, ashrama, the time, that particular period of time in which you live as a Grastha, that ashrama is important. An Acharya quotes from Jabala Upanishad, famous Vakya. Brahmacharyam samapya grihi bhavet. गृहाध्वनीभूत्वा प्रव्रजेत् इत्यादि प्रमानुसारेण ब्रह्मज्ञानान्तरङ्गभूत संन्यासस्यापि कालः विधीयते इव प्रतिभाति. First is brahmacharya ashrama, the stage of student life, being in the gurukulam, pursuing shastram, pursuing studies. So brahmacharyam samapya grihi bhavet. After brahmacharya, after having led the life of being a student, then the student enters into grasthashrama life. And grihastha also life we can lead only after studying in the Gurukulam and then paying the debt for the teacher also. You cannot just go get into grihastha life and then pursue. He has to pay for pay for being a student in a Gurukulam, in an ashram, into the acharya. He has to pay. That is also Ranam. आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सि. So he has to, then only taking permission from the acharya, he enters into the grastha then leads the grastha In the grastha he performs karma. Therefore, only in the grastha only karma can be performed. Brahmachari and grastha. These two only are eligible for performing karma, and for brahmachari, karmas are less. For grastha, there are many karma. So therefore, grastaha grihi bhavet. After grastha ashrama vani, that is vanaprastha ashrama vani bhavet. Vani bhutva pravrajit. After that only pravrajit sannyasa is. Iti pramana numsarena. Shruti pramanam, Upanishad pramanam is there. Therefore, Brahma jnanantaranga. It is the antaranga, the anga, the jnanantaranga for Brahma jnanam, for gaining the knowledge of Brahma. These are the anga bhuta sannyasasyapi kalah vidiyate. The sannyasa also, it's a time, it's a stage of life. So Brahma jnanantara, which is for gaining the knowledge of Brahma, therefore the sannyasa is antaranga, which is the anga, a part which is the a time, specific time. That is sannyasa. Sannyasa is having led the life of grihastha, then vanaprastha, then only sannyasa. Therefore, time. So for Brahma Jnanantaranga Bhuta, in the form of Anga, Antaranga, that internal, that Anga, the part of gaining the knowledge of Brahma, the sannyasa ashrama is also sannyasa ashrama, which is there, which is a time even for sannyasa, time prescribed for sannyasa. Sannyasa is when after having led grasta, vanaprastha and sannyasa. Therefore, it is antaranga bhuta. Brahma jnanartham sannyasa aprekshate and sannyasa for kalaha, therefore time. Vidiyate iti pratibhati, therefore vidiyate, it is also vidiyate, it is ordained by the shastram. So shastram ordained sannyasa only for those person who has led this, who has crossed these stages in life. There are exceptions, of course. A person can take to sannyasa directly from brahmacharya ashrama. That is different. Atapi, no, he says. So therefore, desha and kala is important. Desha in this world, in the Manushya Janma, and kala in sannyasa ashrama. The kala vidiyate. You say desha kala are not that much. They are only sakakari, you say, but it is important. They play a role, important role, in fact. Iti Purupakshi, we say, for that we say, Atapi, Ashuddha Chittaha, Rakshasa Rajaha, Virochanaha, Brahmalokam, Gatopi, Paramaguruna, Parameshtina, Upadishtaha, Pi, Na Eva, Agrahit Atmanam. We say, you say the time and place are important, play a vital role. We say they play a role, but not vital role. Why we say that Virochana, who is Rakshasa Raja, who is the Rakshasa, the king, Virochana, is Ashuddha Chittaha. His Chittam Antakarnam is Ashuddha, not pure. Even having gone to Brahmaloka and taught by Parameshtina, is Brahmaji, he could not grasp the truth. He did not understand Atma. In spite of having to Brahmaloka, which is not an easy task, and having got the Paramaguru, there is no one equal to Brahmaji. He himself is the teacher. Having heard the words from the mouth of the Brahmaji, he could not understand Atma because Antakarnam, his mind is not pure. So, therefore, and because Antakarnam is not pure, the place Brahmaloka and teacher is Brahmaji, what could be a more ideal place than this? But he could not understand Atma. Samsarameva nissaram drishtva saradadukshaya. Pravrajantyakrutodvaha param vairagyamashitaha. Acharya quotes from Napahu. What is Napahu? It's like a party. Napahu, Bajaka, Pamaka, like that. Napahu. Napahu is the Upanishad. It is Narada Parivrajako From that Acharya, he quotes, Samsara is Nissaram. Samsara doesn't have Sara at all. It is Nissaram. Drishtva Sara Didrukshaya. Didrukshaya Sananta. Drashtum Ichaya. Drashtum Ichaya. Samsaram eva Nissaram. Drashtum Sara Didrukshaya. Pravrajanti Akrit. Pravrajanti Akrita Udvahaha. Param Vairagya Mashitaha. So, that desire, this samsaram, nissaramiti. The samsara is, nissara doesn't have sara at all. Iti, having seen this, there is vairagyam, tremendous vairagyam the person has. That person, what does he do? Pravrajanti, he quits akrita udvaha. Udvaha means marriage. Even though the person is not married, it means brahmachari. But he is param vairagya mashataha. He has got tremendous vairagya. Therefore, from brahmacharya life itself, it takes to sannyasa. Therefore, other ashrama it doesn't go through because he has got vairagya. Vairagya mashutaha sannyasam pravrajanti akrita udvaha. Akrutodvagaha means the person is not a grihastha. From brahmacharya itself, ashrama itself takes to sannyasa. Therefore, the factor, time, and place, they are secondary. The acharya further is going to establish by quoting from other shastram that we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Dhanyavadah.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.